We're back for our MLB Best Bets here on Sunday, July 13th. It is the final day before the All-Star break, which starts tomorrow. And don't worry, we're going to have Best Bets tomorrow for our Home Run Derby predictions. So make sure to join us for that same time tomorrow on the channel, 5 a.m. Pacific, 8 a.m. Eastern. But for now, again, we still have the last day before the All-Star break. We've got all 30 teams playing today in Major League Baseball. And of course, we have our 5 best bets for this entire slate. Now, folks, before we get into the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily MLB best bets here on the channel. On Greedo Plays MMA this week, our UFC 318 predictions are dropping in a couple hours here on the channel. The BMF card from New Orleans, Louisiana, Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier, the trilogy bout. Make sure to join us on Greedo Plays MMA for that. We posted our UFC Nashville recap yesterday. We cashed on a huge underdog last night. Derek Lewis, first round knockout. He's a plus 265 dog. He wins in 30 seconds last night. We recapped that entire card yesterday. That's linked in the description down below. And on Monday on Greedo Plays MMA, our PFL Africa predictions. Go make sure to join us for both those videos, or all 3 of those videos on Greedo Plays MMA this week. Go subscribe over there. Subscribe to this channel as well as we get on to the first of our 5 best bets today for the MLB. Yesterday, a positive day, 3-2. So we've been just stacking positive days up. We had a massive UFC day yesterday, 10-2 over there. Let's go. First game of the day. Moneyline bet. We're going with the underdogs here. Give me the plus money dogs in the Miami Marlins. This is the rubber match here in this 3-game set at Camden Yards between the Baltimore Orioles and the Miami Marlins. Yesterday, we had Trevor Rogers on the over strikeouts. It was 4.5. He ended up getting 8 strikeouts. So our best bet for this particular game did hit. The winners yesterday were the Miami Marlins, winning via a shutout against Baltimore, 6-0. I didn't think we were going to get that effort from Miami out of Jansen Junk, but he had a great game. Obviously, pitched a shutout for the 7 innings that he pitched, and Miami wins the baseball game 6-0. Today, again, the rubber match of the series. Friday's game, a 5-2 victory for Baltimore. I'm going Miami here because of a couple things. The first of which is the pitching matchup, and sure, that is immediately always one of my main things I look for when I'm trying to predict games or give you bets for games, is the pitching matchup. Brandon Young is just one of those pitchers. He's a starting pitcher today for the Orioles. Brandon Young is just one of those pitchers I fade. I'm just going to be honest, right? 6.14 ERA in the season. He had a good, I don't know if I want to say good. He had a quality start in his last one on Tuesday against the New York Mets. We had Mets money line that game. It wasn't, the Mets didn't win that game because of Brandon Young, though, okay? The Mets had to come from behind. They had that 4-run 8th inning, ultimately winning the game in extras, 7-6 against the Baltimore Orioles. So Brandon Young wasn't the problem on Tuesday for Baltimore. Young in that one went 5 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, gave up a homer, but a quality start for a guy, again, who's had a season ERA going into that one of 7. His other start in July was on the road at Globe Life against the Texas Rangers, the home of AEW All In yesterday. Spectacular wrestling pay-per-view, by the way. Anyways, shout out Hangman Page. Brandon Young goes 4 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs in that game against the Texas Rangers. So again, Young's not going to provide you all that much depth in games or length in games. His last start against the Mets, again, was his deepest start so far of the 2025 campaign. I don't think that Met start is marking, oh, okay, Brandon Young is going to turn a corner. He's going to be really effective and really good for the Baltimore Orioles now. Personally, I don't believe that to be the case. Against a Miami Marlins team, which I will straight up say right now, they are so hit and miss. I completely get that. They might be one of the most hit and miss baseball teams right now. Both these teams, by the way, Miami and Baltimore, have identical records. They're both 43-51. Yeah, Miami's they're spotty sometimes. Because some nights they look great. Like yesterday, a pretty good outing out of them. They win 6-0. Now, they don't score on Trevor Rogers until the 7th inning, because that game was scoreless, by the way, going into the 7th. But 1 run scored from the Marlins in both the 7th and the 8th, and then 4 in the 9th ultimately won them the baseball game. It's just, they're a weird squad, because you look at them, and I will keep, telling you, okay, Agustin Ramirez is great, who went 0-for-4 yesterday, but that guy's going to blast the baseball. Xavier Edwards is having a really good season that nobody's talking about. He's batting .290, arguably could have been their all-star, but it's Stowers, who's having a good season too, batting .280. They're just guys. Hernandez, their DH. Jesus Sanchez. Eric Wagaman sometimes has nights. Otto Lopez finds ways to get on base as well. And same can be said about Baltimore, though. They're just a team when they're on, okay, they've got the guys who are going to produce. Jackson Holliday, Gunnar Henderson, Ryan O'Hearn, Ramon Laureano this season. But when they're not at their best, they are very bad. I'm going the Marlins today because I feel Yuri Perez has been building up. And I know, again, in terms of both lineups, it is what it is. I think Miami and Baltimore are kind of even in terms of, batting orders right now. I kind of like the scrappy Marlins a little bit more personally, rather than Baltimore, where it's just Holiday, Henderson, and O'Hearn that are really going to hurt you, and maybe Laureano. The main reason I'm going Miami today is Yuri Perez. Yuri Perez still has only had, 6 starts since a whole year off due to injury, right? Has 4 starts in the month of June, 2 starts so far in the month of July, and in the month of July, my goodness, this man has been effective. Against the Twins, 6 innings, 1 hit, 0 runs. Against the Reds, 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. So far, the Marlins are 2-0 in games in which Yuri Perez has pitched in the month of July. Yuri Perez, in his own right, is 2-0 so far in the month. ERA is down to 4 on the season, but more importantly, it's .82 in the month of July. The Orioles have trouble hitting the baseball as it is, and now you bring in this 6'8 righty who throws a very hard fastball and a difficult slider to touch as well. That's danger. I'm taking the Miami Marlins here. I think Yuri Perez gives us 6 innings of either 1 run or shutout baseball, and I just feel like the Marlins lineup should be able to produce against Brandon Young. I don't think Brandon Young continues to move in the right direction. I, on the other hand, think it's going to go the other way. So I'm taking Miami Marlins money line here on the road in Baltimore. To kick off the day, it is plus 110 for the Marlins on the road. Absolutely love this spot for the fish because Yuri Perez, again, has just been that good. So we're going to go with him. Next up, let's go to our Washington Nationals best bet of the day. Unfortunately, we were not able to hit our Washington Nationals best bet yesterday. Unfortunately, because the Nats, this isn't unfortunate. I was pumped Brady House hit 2 home runs. The Nats, they should have won the game. They lost by only 1 because Kyle Finnegan blew it. It's fine. Finnegan, that guy does not want to get traded. 3 seasons in a row, by the way, now where Kyle Finnegan has gone into disarray right before the All-Star break. That man does not want to leave DC. Hey, I don't want him to leave either. I don't care if we get someone's 18th best prospect for Kyle Finnegan. That's my guy. All right? If Kyle Finnegan's going to blow 1 save every year right before the deadline, last year was in Arizona, this year, in Milwaukee, I don't care. I really don't. Sure, we lost 1 game. It is what it is. We've already lost enough this season. Anyways, our best bet today is Jake Irvin over 3.5 strikeouts. Yeah, we're done fading the Nats. Not like I think they're going to win this baseball game because, let's check who's pitching for Milwaukee today. Oh, Freddie Peralta. It's great. Yeah, we're gonna do great today. And now, okay, this isn't really about the pick real quick, but Brady House, man, I'm so impressed. I'm so happy Brady House has really just locked down that 3rd base spot now for the next 6 seasons. I absolutely love it. Anyways, I'm going Jake Irvin today on the over strikeouts. I think it's a steal of a line. Because here's the thing, guys. Jake Irvin, even in the games where he gets absolutely battered in, he'll find ways to get 4 strikeouts. That's not a big number to get, right? I look at Jake Irvin's last 5 starts. Last 6 starts, excuse me. He's gotten this in 5 out of his last 6. The only start where he didn't, it was his last one in St. Louis against the Cardinals, in which he went 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, and only 3 Ks. I'm perfectly fine with Jake Irvin here. Irvin's been bad back half of the season or second half of the season so far. 7 ERA in the month of June, 5.3 ERA in the month of July. It's been a struggle. 4.78 ERA for Jake Irvin. If the Nationals are a competent team next year, he won't be our number 2 starter. He will be a back-end starter for us. He should be a 4 or a 5. I currently have him projected to be 4, depending on how our 5th starter is going to pitch. I'll get into the full Nats offseason breakdown if you are interested, probably on Wednesday during the All-Star break. Regardless, though, maybe I'll do a trade deadline video on Thursday, too. That's currently my plan. Anyways, Jake Irvin today, we need him to get 4 Ks. So prior to that Cardinals start against the Tigers on July 3rd, 6 innings, 4 Ks, Angels 4 1/3, 5 Ks. Again, got battered in that game. Gave up 9 runs on 9 hits. Still found a way to get 5 strikeouts. Against the Dodgers, 5 1/3, 7 Ks. Okay, and a win. Rockies, 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 5 Ks. Mets, 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 4 Ks. Jake Irvin finds ways to get strikeouts, and I'm not even going to compare it to yesterday's starting pitching performance from the Nationals from Shinosuke Agasawara. Those 3 innings we got out of Shinosuke was real nice until all of a sudden it wasn't in the 4th inning, but he gets clobbered. Brewers scored 3 runs. Obviously, Shinosuke wasn't the sole reason we lost yesterday, but it sure didn't help. Shinosuke, by the way, has been moved back down to AAA. The obvious move there. I don't know who's going to be the 5th starter, though, post-deadline. Oh, we might be actually ramping up for the Josiah Gray return now. good. Good. I hope that's what that is. Or Brad Lord, too. But Brad Lord's been really good at the bullpen. Keep him there. Anyways, Shinosuke had 2 strikeouts in 4 innings. I don't care. Shinosuke sucks. I'm sorry. I hope nothing but the best. Legitimately. I hope Shinosuke's him. But so far, he hasn't been. Jake Irvin's going to find a way to go out there and get 4 Ks. Minus 135 on the line. I get it, the Brewers don't strike out the most. I completely understand that. Yesterday, as a whole, the Brewers, only struck out very minimal times. They struck out twice the entire game. No one out the bullpen got a single strikeout. It's fine. We just need 4 out of Jake. We just need 4. Minus 135, I like the move there. Real quickly, I'm going to talk about the draft. So if you don't care about the MLB draft, which is today, skip ahead like 2.5 minutes. I'm going to quickly go over this just because the Nationals do hold the number 1 pick. So real quickly, the Nationals... Yeah, last week I thought, I could go either way with either Ethan Holiday or Cade Anderson. I'm here to say right now, if the Washington Nationals are smart, they should draft Ethan Holiday. Okay? And I know what you're thinking. Well, the Nats pitching sucks. We start Shinosuke Agasawara and Mitchell Parker. Oh, that's true. 100%. Okay? We can go out and find pitching in free agency. It's not that hard if you actually spend money. The real pick here is Ethan Holiday, and it's not even close in my opinion. You do not pass up on a guy in which scouts are saying is probably going to be a 30 home run per year type of guy. You don't pass up on that guy who's going to play in your infield every single day for the next 10 seasons. You take the best player on the board when you have the number 1 pick. But ultimately, if it's Cade Anderson over Ethan Holiday, I'm actually not that upset. Where I will be pissed off, though, is when I'm hearing rumblings, Eli Willits might be the number 1 pick for the Nationals. Another infielder, I don't know if he's from Oklahoma, but he was committed to go to the Oklahoma Sooners. Why is he being considered? Because he's the underslot option. His camp, his agents have said that, okay, he will take less money to be a higher pick, and that's right up the learner's alley. It's been talked about, will Wiltz be the number 1 pick? His odds are improving to be the number 1 pick. I'm concerned because Eli Wiltz, guys, might be a great baseball player, might be a little bit better defensively than Ethan Holiday. He's a switch hitter. I don't care. They're both project players, and Ethan Holiday is obviously much better. You do not underslot with the number 1 pick. Again, if I can have it my way, it's going to be Ethan Holiday. I really want it to be. I think they're going Cade Anderson, which I'm not going to be too mad about, but legitimately, I just don't see how I don't understand why you'd pass up on Holiday. I get our pitching is bad. You can get pitchers in the offseason. If it means anything, MLB Pipeline's mock draft has gotten the number 1 pick wrong, I believe, each of the last 4 seasons. They have Cade Anderson going number 1 to the Nationals. Last year, I think they had Caglione going 1 last year, and the year before I know they had Wyatt Langford going 1 to the Pittsburgh Pirates, and that was very wrong. I don't know. I hope MLB Pipeline's wrong again. But if it's wrong to be Eli Willits, I'm going to be so mad if we pick Eli Willits with number 1. Because, guys, we underslotted last year, and we ended up with Seaver King, who bats .220 in Double-A. And, who is right behind Seaver King a couple picks away? Cam Smith, who bats 3rd for the Houston Astros. Ooh, we cannot screw this up today. Don't be stupid. Take Ethan Holiday. I know, again, he's a high school player. That guy's going to be an all-star his entire career. Imagine a team with, pitching, we will find pitching in free agency. Imagine a team with James Woods, CJ Abrams, Dylan Cruz, and Ethan Holiday. That's your 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my goodness, Abrams, Cruz, Holiday, Wood. And when those guys are in their prime, like in 4 years, we're going to screw it up, aren't we? We're going to screw it up. Nerfy of the day. Our Nerfy today is in San Francisco, California, San Francisco Giants, and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Yesterday's Nerfy did hit for us, by the way. It was in San Diego, Phil's, Pods come through, Zach Wheeler, Yu Darvish. Shout out to both of them. Okay, so we're going to the Nerfy today in San Francisco. Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Robbie Ray are pitching. I really like the spot. I really do. When I pick against the Dodgers for Nerfies, I look for one thing and one thing only. It's an elite pitcher pitching, obviously, against the Dodgers, and preferably it's a lefty. Robbie Ray checks both of those boxes. you know, we kind of thought Robbie Ray was past his prime. He's 33 years old, and I know, again, that's not super old, but the Mariners obviously wanted to move on because they wanted their whole youth movement at pitcher, or at least in their rotation. Robbie Ray comes to San Francisco, and my goodness, has this guy been exceptional for the Giants. 2.63 ERA, that is 11th best out of all starting pitchers in Major League Baseball this season. 9-3 record, 1.1 whip, 20th best in all of Major League Baseball for qualified starters. Yes, Robbie Ray has been excellent for the Giants this season. He was an all-star again this year for the former Cy Young winner. Again, when I look at Nerfies for the Dodgers, or, you know, just in general for Los Angeles, you want an elite pitcher, obviously, because you have to deal with Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, Smith, Pages. Apparently, Teo's playing hurt right now, so he hasn't been great. But anyways, you're looking for a good lefty, obviously, because just in general, you want a lefty against Ohtani. You know, Mookie's great at times. Betts is not having the year that Ohtani, Smith, Freeman are having, so you don't really care about Betts all that much. He can hurt you, obviously, but not the end of the world. And then past Smith, or past Freeman and Shohei, you get Will Smith, who has always been a guy with inverse splits. He's always been so much better against right-handed pitching than lefties throughout the course of his career, so you'd love to have a lefty, and that's exactly what we get here in Robbie Ray, okay? I think Ray's going to get the outs against Ohtani, who has been, again, kind of quiet. I know he hit the home run in Friday's game, but as a whole this season, Ohtani's not having that Shohei type of year. Still batting like 285, which any player in the league would love to have, but Ohtani hasn't been like the guy. He's still going to win MVP because, of course he will. He'll win MVP for the next 10 years because, he pitches too. Ooh. Anyways, can someone teach James Wood how to throw a fastball? Then James Wood be the MVP every single season if he can throw one inning, you know? Anyways, why isn't Kike Hernandez getting MVP votes then? You know? I'm only joking. Anyways, flip side, Yoshinobu Yamamoto against the Giants. The Giants yesterday just had one of those days. You know, Friday it was, you know, it was all smoke and mirrors. I think I'm using that expression right. It wasn't real. It was an illusion on Friday. The Giants scored 8 runs. Yesterday, they fell right back down to earth. They had their opportunity in the 8th inning. Rafael Devers does not come through. Well, he hit a sac fly, and then Matt Chapman actually was the one who completely did not come through. Giants lose the game 2-1, because they're not able to get big hits in spots. Does it sound familiar? Yeah, that's been the story of the San Francisco Giants this year in 2025. Still a playoff team for now, 8 games over. Anyways, they're not getting a run in the first inning. I am a little concerned because Yamamoto has been really bad of late. Well, actually, just his last start was really bad, and his last start against the Giants was really bad. Again, against Milwaukee on Monday on the road in Wisconsin, 2/3 of an inning pitch, only got 2 outs, 4 hits, 5 runs, and he, again, only got 2 outs. Oh, yikes. Last start against the Giants in LA, Yamamoto went 4 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs. Okay, yeah, we need Yamamoto to be better today. I'm more relying on the fact, though, the Giants lineup sucks. At least right now they do. They just go through these stretches, and they were horrible yesterday against Ohtani, and then Emmett Shaheen. I think Yamamoto's going to be fine against Yaz, Ramos, Devers, and Chapman. So give me the Nerfy here in San Francisco between the Dodgers and the Giants. -130 here at Oracle Park. I believe it's going to happen for us here. Again, Yamamoto, he doesn't usually have back-to-back bad starts. You know, like you look at that blow up against the Yankees. It was kind of a blow up against the Yankees on Sunday Night Baseball. Responds with a 6-inning shutout against the St. Louis Cardinals. I believe we had the Nerfy for that too. That bad Giant start responds with a decent start against the San Diego Padres. Yamamoto should be fine. I think we're going to get the Nerfy here. Give us 6 outs over in the Bay Area, San Francisco, California. Yamamoto and Ray will go out there and get us the first 6 outs. Okay. On to our 4th best bet of the video. Let's go to our best player prop of the day. Something about player props in Sacramento, especially with hitters. I mean, you look at the betting lines for over total bases for any hitter in Sacramento, like the Jacob Wilsons, the Brent Rookers, Nick Kurtz now, Lawrence Butler, and hell, just for this series in specific, okay, with Toronto, Bo Bichette, George Springer, Vladimir Guerrero. Everyone's lines are just crazy because, again, it's so easy to hit the ball in Sac, where I think we get value, and again, we still have about half the year left, at least in the regular season, and hey, football season's coming up, so pumped. Anyways, where we get value here with the A's and with their hitters is against good pitchers. Because sure, Jose Berrios, amazing pitcher. I'm not denying that at all. Berrios' ERA this season 3.53, having a very serviceable year for the Toronto Blue Jays. It's not easy to pitch, though, in Sacramento. It's just not. It takes one good swing. because right field and sack and left too. I mean, it's a minor league ballpark. The only place where it's hard to hit, obviously, is straightaway center field. In center field, it's tough to hit the ball out there. You can blast a ball in Sacramento to straightaway center, and it will get caught, you know? But to the corners, to left and right, oh no, it is easy to put the ball out over there. So even with Berrios as a good pitcher, Lawrence Butler just needs to connect on one. And I like going Butler here over a Wilson and over potentially a Kurtz or a Rooker. Kind of basically off his past history against Berrios. It's not much, but at least there's something. 2 for 8. I know it's not a great line with 5 strikeouts, but when Lawrence Butler puts the ball in play against Jose Berrios, okay, 2 to 3 times he's put the ball in play against Berrios, it's been an extra base knock. So that's why I'm going with Butler. Because again, all he's got to do is connect today. Sure, he might swing and miss a couple times. That's fair. But if he connects, history shows he's able to do damage against Jose Berrios. So again, in those 2 hits that he has against Berrios, one's a double and one's a home run. He's also got a walk thrown in there against Berrios, which doesn't help us at all. But we just need Butler to connect on one. And in Sacramento, ball flies. It should be a long game, let's be honest. Again, I expect Berrios to do all right in sack, but pitching for the A's today, again, doesn't affect us too much, but does guarantee us another at-bat is Jeffrey Springs. Jeffrey Springs, guys, is so due for a blow-up start, it's not even funny. He's had a really good past month. I've been kind of waiting on the Jeffrey Springs implosion because I do keep a good eye on A's baseball, just because, again, they used to be 40 minutes for me, 50 minutes for me. But, Springs is very due for that implosion. I think that's going to happen today. I think that's going to ensure us a bottom of the 9th and at least one extra at-bat or one extra half inning for these Athletics batters. But again, I think the main thing for us here is that Lawrence Butler just needs to get a hold of one pitch. He just needs to put a ball in play, and I think he's going to do damage with it. The last time we had Lawrence Butler on an over strike or over total bases prop, he did it on the first pitch of the game against the Braves, the first pitch that he saw against the Atlanta Braves, and it was an inside the park home run. So Law Dog's been really good for us this season. Again, he bats at the top of the order every single night for Sacramento, and he's going to get multiple at-bats. Well, obviously, but he's going to get as many at-bats as anyone on the A's will get today. And as past history has shown against Jose Berrios, right, if he puts the ball in play, he's putting the ball in play hard, and he's going to do damage with it. So I'm going to go Lawrence Butler over 1.5 total bases at -110 here at Sutter Health Park in Sacramento against the Toronto Blue Jays. Go get it done for us, Lawrence Butler. Okay, our final game of the day and the last game before the All-Star break. Again, we'll be back tomorrow for the Home Run Derby, but the final game of the week or before the break is at 1:10. No Sunday Night Baseball tonight, but it's the Philadelphia Phillies and the San Diego Padres. I'm going Phillies money line. The Phils aren't losing 3 in a row. This is very similar to Wednesday. Very similar. Same exact spot. Phils lost the first 2 in San Francisco. They lose 2 very tightly contested games in San Francisco. What happens? They blow the Giants out in the 3rd game. What happened so far between the Padres and the Phillies? Well, they lose a 2-run game on Friday, just like how they lost a 2-run game in San Francisco on Monday. And then they didn't lose in the crazy fashion in which they lost to the Giants on Tuesday night in San Diego yesterday, but still lost by 1 run on Tuesday against the Giants, lose by 1 run on Saturday against the Padres. The Phillies are too good to lose 3 times in a row. Okay, it's an identical situation to what we just had earlier in the week. On top of that, the pitching matchup favors us quite a bit. Nick Pavetta's good, right? I'll give Nick Pivetta some credit. He's got a 3 ERA this season. His last start against the Arizona Diamondbacks was really effective, and his last start against the Philadelphia Phillies just 2 starts ago on July 2nd was really good, right? Pivetta goes 6 innings, 7 hits, 1 run. ERA so far in the month of July is .77. My goodness, that's really effective. How long is Pivetta gonna keep this up? This is a guy who had a 4.71 ERA in the month of June, and that was at like a 7 something before that Nats start to close the month, right? I think Pavetta's capable, don't get me wrong. I don't think he's this good, right? ERA's down to 3, which is surprising, but again, I just don't think he's elite. And his last 3 starts have been elite, right? Against the Nats, 7 innings, 3 hits, 0 runs. Phil start 6 innings, 7 hits, 1 run. D-back start 5 2/3, 2 hits, 0 runs, right? Yeah, he's been really good. He's so due for a blow-up, man. He's so due. And pitching for the Phils today is Christopher Sanchez, who was the biggest snub from the All-Star game. Now, I'm all for excitement. I like that Jacob Mizorowski is being treated like a big deal because he is a big deal. He's the future. He's going to be an amazing major league pitcher for the rest of his career, one can assume. He's not an all-star, though, after 5 starts. What are we doing? How is Christopher Sanchez, who's been pitching all year long, who's a 2.59 ERA, not an all-star over Jacob Mizorowski? And this is coming from a Washington Nationals fan. Don't get me wrong, I would love to wave that Kyle Finnegan flag today to say that he's an all-star, but after yesterday, I can't even, like, with a straight face tell you Kyle Finnegan should be an all-star, okay? He's great. I still love Kyle. He's one of my favorite Nationals. I can't realistically tell you Finnegan's an all-star right now. Now, prior to yesterday, yes, I would have still waved that flag, and he should have been. I still stand by the fact that I think Finnegan should have been originally named an all-star when they came out. But anyways, I don't know how Christopher Sanchez is not an all-star. Right? Look at what Sanchez has done. And the last time the Phils and Padres faced off with Sanchez on the mound, Sanchez went 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 run. Phils win the game 5-1. Right? So both Sanchez and Pivetta both pitched on July 2nd, but it was a doubleheader, right? Phils won, I believe. I think that was the first game the Phils won. The Padres won the second. I could be wrong. Could have been flipped. But anyways, right? On July 2nd, Phils win 1, Padres win the other. Again, Pivetta pitches 1 game and he wins, and Sanchez pitches the other and he wins. So these are two pitchers that have been great recently, but the difference between Sanchez and Pivetta is that Sanchez has been great all season long. Pivetta has just been good over his last 3 starts. Look at Sanchez's ERA in the month of June, 1.85, right? Christopher Sanchez hasn't given up more than 2 runs in a start since May 24th, and that was in Sacramento. And then, start before that where he gave up more than 2 runs in Colorado. Other than that, his only start we gave up more than 2 runs, is against the Dodgers, his second start of the year on April 6th. Sanchez has been crazy efficient, crazy effective this season. He goes deep into games, easily getting 7 innings in. He's going to be more than fine against the Padres. Again, we talk about it all the time with San Diego. If you're able to get the top 3 guys, it's Tatis, Arraez, Machado. If you can take those guys out the picture, or at least limit the damage that they're able to do, you're in such a great spot. And the Phillies know that. They need to salvage something in this series like they salvaged something earlier in the week in San Francisco. And Christopher Sanchez is the guy to propel them to victory here. I think Sanchez goes 7 innings of 1-run baseball. I think the Phillies do crack that Nick Pivetta code a little earlier this time around. The Phillies have been struggling mightily with the runners in scoring position. And obviously, right, the injuries in and out the lineup are not helping them right now. They just need to convert. They've had so many opportunities throughout the course of both that Giant series early in the week and now in San Diego as well. They just need some timely hitting, man. Kyle Schwarber, who is very good in spots, don't get me wrong, but you need Schwarber to come through in big spots. You need Trey Turner, you need Bryce Harper, you need Alec Boehm, you need Castellanos. I mean, you're going to need all these guys to convert with runners on, and obviously the bottom of the Philly lineup, I understand, is arguably as worse as the bottom of that Padres lineup. JT Realmuto hasn't been bad, had 3 hits yesterday, but Bryson Stott's having a god-awful year. Max Kepler's been really bad, and Brandon Marsh has been really bad as well, just like how you can say Cronenworth's not having a good year. Whoever's hitting between Tyler Wade, Brooks Johnson, whoever it is not very good, and then Martin Maldonado / Elias Diaz not having a good season for the Padres. So both of the bottom of the lineups for both these teams are just bad. I think, again, Christopher Sanchez is going to have a better night than Nick Pivetta, and the Phils, again, they're too good to lose 3 in a row. They're going to salvage one today on the road at Petco against the San Diego Padres. So, folks, thank y'all for watching our 5 best bets here for July 12th. If you have not yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. Folks, we'll be back tomorrow for our Home Run Derby best bets. Make sure to join us for that tomorrow, again, same time here on the channel. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.